नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण. So can I get the sharing right? So Prabhu has given a topic, uh, getting higher taste as devotees or teachers. So let's recite one verse, some nectar of instructions. Okay. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादि सिताप्य विद्या again try. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादि सिताप्य विद्या
कृष्णनामचरितादिसुतापविद्या
पित्तोपतप्तरसनस्य नरोचिकानो
पित्तोपदस्तरसनसचनोषणा
किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा
किन्त्वादिनं खलु सैव जस्ता
स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति
Recording in progress.
तद्गदमूलहन्त्री
स्वादिकर्माभवति तत्परमोरान्ति
स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या
स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसुताप्यविद्या
पित्तोपतप्तरसनस्य नरोचिकानो
पित्तोपदस्तरसनसचनोषणा
किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा
किन्तादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा
स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तद्गदमूलहन्त्री.
स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तत्परमोरान्ति.
And if you'd like to read, I have the mic.
Translation. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendental, sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one inflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root.
Yeah.
The holy name of Lord Krishna, his qualities, pastimes, and so forth are all of the nature of absolute truth, beauty, and bliss. Naturally, they are very sweet, like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Nuisance, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by the bilious secretions. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of the diseased person cannot palatably relish sugar candy. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Avidya, ignorance. Similarly, perverts the ability to relish the transcendental palatable name, quality, form, and pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste. His ignorance is destroyed and his tongue enables to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by the regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
Thank you. So see, this verse talks about higher taste. that how if one gets higher taste in Krishna's Naam, Rupa, Guna, Leela, then he can rise above the lower tastes of materialistic sense gratification. So before we discuss upon this, let me share with you a pastime from Sri Ramayana. So it is described in Ramayana how one time Valmiki Muni, he, yeah, okay. Huh? Okay. Yeah, if you don't need, you can even switch it off also. So it is described by Valmiki Muni that one time Vishwamitra Muni approached Dashrath Maharaj in his court. And Dashrath Maharaj was such a great king that he was known for his charity. See, people like Karna and many other great kings were known for their charity. But Dashrath Maharaj, he was an extremely humble person at heart. So Vishwamitra Muni approached him, and Dashrath Maharaj, as soon as he saw such a great saint in his court, immediately got down from the Simhasan and gave the highest honors to Vishwamitra. He garlanded him, gave him a seat of honor, himself washed his lotus feet, mm, and glorified him and said that it is our great good fortune that saints like you come in our kingdom. This is a consistent theme in Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, or many scriptures. Then he says that, please tell me, O saint, how can I serve you? What brings you here? So he says that I need some help from you. Do you promise to give me help? He says, yes, whatever is possible in my domain, you know, with the resources given to me by God, Supreme Lord Narayan, I will definitely do. So after receiving this promise, Vishwamitra Muni says that there has been a series of attacks by Rakshasas in our hermitage. And when we do all the yagyas, the problem is that these people foil all our attempts. We do yagyas, they're throwing all the stool, urine, and all the blood, and they're killing animals and birds here and there. So entire atmosphere becomes polluted. And then we have not been able to do yajnas. And all the peace of the forest has been spoiled by these Rakshasas. Hundreds and hundreds of them. So Dashrath Maharaj said, oh. Then he said that Vishwamitra Muni said, I want your two sons, Ramachandra and Lakshman, to come with me. Actually, I don't remember he asked for Ram or for Ram Lakshman. Only Ram, na? Yeah. Actually, Lakshman goes along. So he says that, just give me your son Ram and he can slay all these demons. And Dashrath Maharaj, what a shock of his life. Actually, I would love to describe the whole thing, but I'm like trying to summarize the pastime. So Dashrath Maharaj was like, he just fainted actually. And again, he was revived by Vashishta, but again and again he would faint, thinking of like sending Ram. For him, Ram was just a boy, just like for Nanda and Yashoda, Krishna, just their kid. Yashoda Maya would say, Arey, how can he be God? Brajvasis are telling that he's some special demigod or God, who knows? She would say, when lightning strikes, he runs, with tears in his eyes and he's like fearful, Maya, Maya, and he hides behind my sari. This guy. And Nand Maharaj says that all the time he's stealing around here and there. He's throwing pranks. Do you think he's as serious as God? So it was impossible for Dashrath Maharaj to even think of anything like sending Ram to anywhere. That is a bond of love between God and his devotees. But then Vashishta Muni, actually Vishwamitra Muni started shouting that you promised me, and look at your predecessors, your forefathers. What was their character? They would never go away from their word. Dashrath Maharaj said, you take me, take all my army. We are so, actually, we just think of Dashrath Maharaj as Ram's father, but actually he was a very great chivalrous king. He was a king of Ayodhya. He was a king of the planet. Suryavamshi. So, but then Vishwamitra Muni said, no, you gave me your word and I want Ram only. So then Vashishta Muni explained to Dashrath, actually Ram is the supreme personality of Godhead. And he assured that nothing will happen to Ram. And he said, by the way, I know this guy, Vishwamitra. You know, don't take panga with him. He'll go to generations. So Dashrath Maharaj had this great faith in Vashishta. And because of that, he could accept this thing that, okay, if Vashishta is saying, then I must do this. Let me do this. So with a stone on his heart, and great request to Vishwamitra to please take care of Ram, he sends Ram. Of course, Lakshman also goes along. Lakshman is like a shadow of Ram, who can never be separated. So then, as he goes, as they leave, there is a beautiful description in Bhagavatam, extraordinary description actually. This is one of the sweetest parts of Ramayana, not Bhagavatam. One of the sweetest parts of Ramayana. How they both of them they serve Vishwamitra Muni as his students. It's almost like a spiritual master. Just like we find Krishna Balram and Sudama serving Sandipani Muni in Ujjain. What a relationship! Actually. The Supreme Lord shows what should be the relationship between one and the spiritual teacher. So beautiful. And they're asking questions wherever, like while traveling. So they're halting in the night. Some place they're halting. They're taking rest in the night. Okay, and in that evening, so they massage the lotus feet of Vishwamitra Muni, and they're asking, that oh great sage, please tell us about this river. This holy river is here, wherever they are staying. And then he starts narrating the stories behind it. So many places are described like that in Ramayana, glorified. Vishwamitra Muni at one point in time he feels that he laughs in his own heart, saying that, my dear Lord, what a leela you are doing. You are the Supreme Lord. Everything has come from you, including this river, including this planet, and the entire universe. Even me. And the knowledge which you are asking from me is also from scriptures. And Vedeshta Sarver Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krutvad Videva Chaham. It is also coming from you only. And what a joke. You are asking me here as if you are and you are so innocent student. Anyone sees you will get totally bewildered. And then, so he's just saying all these things in his mind, okay, but out loud. And he says that it is my good fortune that I'm getting to serve you. If that is how you want me to serve you, so be it. And then he starts narrating like all these things. So very beautiful description. Eventually they reach his hermitage, and these people are attacking in the night or in the daytime, and Ram finishes all of them. There's nothing for Ram Lakshman. You know the story that Subahu was killed along with all their associates, but Marich was thrown by Ram. Ram had this future vision of this guy will be useful in the Leela. So Ram throws him with one arrow so far. So from UP he had thrown somewhere in UP. Okay, and where did he land? In Nasik. In Nasik he landed, na? No, not Nasik. Somewhere, somewhere around Nasik he landed. Where I think Nasik only, na. Sita Maya was kidnapped from where? Nasik only, right? Wherever. So with very far away he landed. There is a distance given in Ramayana. Okay. So this marriage, so this story got over. Now this was the purpose of bringing Ram and Lakshman. But when you bring Ram and Lakshman, you don't want to separate very soon. So Vishwamitra Muni took them and he started roaming around in various places. And one of the places they go is Mithila in Nepal. So when they enter the kingdom of Mithila, he doesn't say anything actually. Vishwamitra Muni. He's just carrying these teenage boys with him. And it is described that they entered the city somewhere around afternoon time, okay, afternoon or like pre-evening time, and they're roaming in the streets, looking at the city, the hustle bustle, everything. At that time, They passed through one place which was very close to the royal palace. And up in the royal palace, there was some window where inside there Sita was sitting. Sita was also a young girl, and Sita was looking out of window, and she happened to see Ram, this boy, and she just fell in love with this person because his extraordinarily beautiful looks plus his qualities, many of his qualities like his humility, uh, his respectful nature towards others. Mm. Many of the wonderful qualities which a person should be having, should be decorated with, they were visible in his conduct, in his body language, in his dealings. And when Sita saw this person, she just fell in love with this person. Mm. And she thought that, so nice if I can get married to him. Because Sita's Swayamvar was going on. And Sita was really wondering that, all these people who are coming, do I really want to marry them? And even none of them was able to do anything. So next morning, so that evening they take rest in Mithila somewhere, simple place, okay, because they were students under the sage, so they would also live simple. As I said, like they were to take rest on the ghats of a river or in some ashram. Next morning, Vishwamitra Muni takes them, both of them, to the king's palace, where every day new princes or kings would be coming to take part in Sita's Swayamvar. What was the condition of Sita's Swayamvar? They have to pick up some, whoever is a contestant, so he has to pick up that Shiv Dhanush, okay, and then he has to string it. Now, in order to lift that Shiv Dhanush, lift not lift, like move from this one place to another, something like this, it would require like hundreds and thousands of men, horses, elephants to pull it with chains. How can you lift such a thing? It's almost like lifting this building. Maybe much more than this. In China, I think, China or Australia, they move houses only. Huge buildings, like on huge trucks with 60 tires or 100 tires. What kind of massive roads they have. Just move it from one place to another. So, alone, single person had to do this. To lift the Shiv Dhanush, string it. And if you can string it, that's it. That was the condition. Actually, most of the Ayodhya people, they would criticize Dashrath. Sorry. Our, what was Sita Maiya's father's name? Janak Maharaj. So they would criticize Janak Maharaj. Why would they criticize Janak Maharaj? They would say this Janak Maharaj is the enemy of his daughter, or he's too attached to his daughter. Why? Because probably he doesn't want her to get married. Because you can see that he has kept such a condition that nobody will be able to fulfill this condition. And Janak Maharaj would get so much criticism, but there was only one person who could understand Janak Maharaj, and that was his prime minister. Because once both of them were just talking about something, when Sita was just a small kid, small girl, little girl, maybe 2, 3, 4 years old at max, and she was playing with his other friends, again, other little girls, someplace in the palace courtyard. And as they were playing with some ball, and this ball got stuck in one tree, big tree in the palace courtyard. Now all the kids started saying to Sita, 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 get it back. Sita was not able to see anyone around who could get it down. So she just ran in the other hall where Shiv Dhanush was kept. And she picked up the Shiv Dhanush with one hand and brought like this and got the ball down. And again went and placed it back. And this was seen by those little kids and by this minister and Ram who were talking in the side. So kids don't understand anything, but these two did. And this Janak Mara was almost like out of his consciousness. He just, what is that? What was that? And he started like trembling, seeing Sita's raw power. He thought this Dhanush, nobody has been able to lift till now, and she's just playing with it. And they both just looked at each other that tomorrow you get her married to some boy, and they're just embracing an affection, and that boy will become chutney actually. So before being married, he'll become history. So how will you marry this girl? So that was a time they both decided then and there that the only way to find a suitable husband, with because if you tell this thing to people, they will also wonder. So they thought that the best way is that the boy who marries her also should be able to lift this Dhanush, Shiv Dhanush. So they decided we'll keep this Swayamvar, as she grows up. And so when she grew up, they kept this Swayamvar. So now most of the kings and princes who would come there, they would criticize Janak Maharaj heavily while going. They would say, this is simply a way to uh, humiliate all of us because we come from long distances. See, they would some of them would come from like what we today call as other countries, and they would have to come on the horses, right? That was the way. So it would take some of them weeks and months to reach and then go back also. And it was so humiliating that you are not able to even move only. Mhm. So you go empty handed also, and you go like defeated. Plus, their desire to marry Sita is not fulfilled. So Sita's beauty was very famous. So Dashrath Maharaj was receiving all this criticism, but then, nahi, nahi. So that day also, he started saying that so many princes have come, so many kings have come, but nobody has been able to do this. Has this earth become bereft of warriors and proper Kshatriyas? You know, has Mother Earth stopped giving powerful men? Hmm. So he like this is the way of boasting. No, I would say like inspiring. Like Kshatriyas or this kind of people. No, so so Lakshman got up. Lakshman said, "Hey, while my brother Ram is sitting, don't make such statements. Anything is possible for Ram." And Ram said, "Hey, cool down. Why are you so?" you know. So there is a saying like जो बादल गरजते हैं वो बरसते नहीं जो बरसते हैं वो गरजते नहीं. So basically don't speak so much. Ram's philosophy just act, you know. And Lakshman is like no, no, he's insulting. Okay. So then they asked like Ram to also. So that time uh, Vishwamitra Muni actually he told Ram that please you go and like try this out. So Ram had no interest in anything. He just came there because his guru brought him there. Hmm. And when his Guruji said, please go, do this, so he went. So before going, he bowed down to Janak Maharaj out of great respect for a because he was a great king and he was his father's age. And then he goes, he bows down to Shivadhanush. This was first time any king or any prince had done this. And immediately he won the hearts of so many like Ayodhya Vasis and the sages, the the Kula Guru there of Janak Maharaj, everyone. Because this mannerism is so wonderful. And Sita's friends were also watching. Sita was not watching. Because Sita was there in her Shayan Kaksh thinking of that boy. Oh, I don't know which all guys keep coming. I want to marry that boy. And here is Ram. And then Ram circumambulated that Dhanush. Like in a way of worshipping Lord Shiva. Then he prayed to Lord Shiva. Okay. And then he looked at his Guru again. And his Guru. Here itself, he won Swayamvar of everyone's heart. It's a beautiful description, actually. He was not just very, very beautiful and handsome. He was truly a man of character and principles. And then after receiving his Guru's blessing, he went. And now everyone was like, dhak, 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 dhak. Because everyone in Ayodhya, whoever could see him, they just wanted him to be their damad, their. And so as soon as he was just touching that dhanushna, everyone was praying that please, please, oh dear Lord, whoever you are, please, enable this boy. They're praying to him only. And just to everyone's utter surprise, there was not even an effort for Ramachandra. It was like sometimes if you have to lift this, then there is some like your this elbows and all the muscles. Like when you lift this, like there is a strain, na? You know, and even you, on your face and like it's visible that this person is putting some effort. You push something, some vehicle or something. It's visible. There are some changes. But for Ram, it was like this, and he just like that tilting itself was big thing, and there was pin drop silence. Wow! And then to everyone's surprise, he just erected it, and then he went for the big thread. And as he pulled the thread, after putting it on one end, as he pulled to like tie it on the other, a huge sound of cracking happened. This sound was heard in the entire planet. Valmiki Muni is describing that Dashrath Maharaj in Ayodhya, like 1,000 miles away, almost fell down from his what do you call it? Throne. He almost fell down from his throne. That was a sound. Because this was Shiv Dhanush. This was no ordinary thing. And everyone there in Ayodhya was like, for few moments, they were like, no, like total silence. And Janak Maharaj was in tears. Amazing. Because now he got one son-in-law. बेटी ने तो बस उठाया था इसने तो तोड़ ही दिया ये perfect है and already he had won everyone's heart by his character and dealings. What to say of his beauty? Immediately in Ayodhya, celebrations began, because they were waiting for this day. So musicians started playing a wonderful, wonderful music. Hmm. Those who had great through, they started singing. Brahmanas started reciting, auspicious Vedic hymns. Hmm. Dancers started dancing, and people were throwing auspicious, you know, items like rice and kumkum, and people started, announcing that let us prepare for celebrations. The greatest day of joy in the history of Ayodhya is going to come. Haribo!
Haribo.
So while all this was going on, Ramchandra just very humbly just returned back to his seat. Okay, and Jai, 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 all these things were going on. And this Sita's friends, they just rushed to her. Sita, Sita, Sita. What a day. And Sita was like, who is this boy? Just told her, Sita, you got a husband. Come, come. She said, what? Because she's in anxiety. She's now thinking of some other boy. And now here is some news. They said, yeah, yeah, that one prince from some place, Ayodhya, has just done it. Not only done it, broken it. And Sita was in anxiety. Who is this guy now? And they just dragged her, like, please come. Because generally the ladies would be like, on some top kind of place from where they would just watch. And then they show her, that boy, you see that boy. And when Sita saw that boy, oh, her joy knew no bounds. She felt herself the most fortunate girl on the planet. And now she was eager to like really marry. And that time after, you know, Janak Maharaj, uh, like he appreciated Ramachandra and all his gurus and everyone there appreciate all the ministers. Oh my God, time. Krishna. Anyway, so then he calls for Sita I just tell in short. So and then he calls for Sita, and Sita very happily comes. And they hand over one extraordinarily exquisite garland in her hand and say, please go ahead. And so Sita goes to Ram, and Sita was smaller in height. Okay, so she like is trying to, and all the celebrations are going on like in top. They have reached like pinnacle. Dum, 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 dum. So, dancers are jumping up in the air, and everyone is in ecstasy. They're just like wow, wow, jai jai. Brahmas are chanting. Mridangas are playing. All the musicians. You know, and Janak Maharaj is just crying in great joy. Entire royal family is there. Thousands of Yodhyavasis are there. And as Sita just trying to garland Ram, you know, Ram steps back. "Ugh." And Janak Maharaj is like about to have a heart attack. अभी तो धनुष भी नहीं बचा है. And everyone is wondering why. What happened? The musicians stopped singing, stopped playing, you know, singers stopped singing, and those who were dancing, they remained in air only. Just everyone is just surprised what happened. Because I mean, if you get Ram, someone like Ram, and then Ram is denying to connect with you, this is the biggest disaster. It was better you don't know such a person. So now Ram actually is very serious, and Sita is in anxiety. What? Sita had full clarity how beautiful and attractive girl she is. Like every male on the planet was crazy to marry her, and this guy just like officially won her hand, and he doesn't want to marry. ये कैसा आदमी है? And that time, Ramchandra looked at his guru, and he said that, you know, my dear sage, you know, uh, when you brought me from my father's home, so my understanding was to serve you and to have your association and to, you know, so, and I'm very glad to have you as my spiritual master or whatever. But he said that regarding marriage, it has to be a decision of my father. So whatever he says, I will do. So he has to say yes. He has to give his blessings. Now people got hope, but the only thing is it is conditional. You know? And everyone was full of anxiety. What will happen? And that time, the only person who was very happy, was who? Sita. You wonder why Sita? Sita actually, Valmiki Muni described that any chaste girl from Vedic times would like to see four qualities in her husband. And till now, Sita had seen three. Okay. So that itself was totally sufficient for her. What are those four qualities? One is the husband should be a very uh, handsome person, good, decent person, like clean and as you call it, like a gentleman. You know. Second thing, his dealings, you know, should be very respectful, gentle. mm. He should be humble. mm. Like you understand, na? Like that. So sad vyavhar. Mm. Third, he should be extraordinarily competent at whatever he is. If he's a businessman or he should be like very competent person, able person, capable of doing things, bringing results. Mm. So Kshatriya means chivalrous, mm, like powerful, and he just did that, right? Mm. And he showed by his respect and his submission to his spiritual master, respect to everyone, his character, his dealings. And the fourth thing was, which was not clear, you know, he should be highly self-controlled and a man of principles. And that was visible now. His deep character was visible now. you know. So she became totally satisfied that whether he accepts me or not, I have given my heart to him now. He is my master. Because if he can resist me based on a principle, I salute it. So Valmiki Muni says that is the reason in the Vedic times the ladies would be so chaste to their husbands and there would not be any divorce because they would be become fan and cooler and AC and everything of the husband's character, the qualities. And when that happens, there is nothing which is, their hearts would remain loyal and what to say of their like body. So anyway, the message was sent. Now that is another beautiful story how the message was sent very soon because otherwise people will die here. So there was a way to send like this very soon message and then way to very quickly get the answer also. So I don't want to get into that physics and mathematics. It's a beautiful description. You know? And by the way, Dashrath Maharaj, wow, this is why to even ask? This is such a good offer. So it's great, Janaka, and I've heard about Sita and all, and my son Ram. Yeah, we are most happy to have a bride. And the celebrations began again. The dances continued. And there was, it is said that only few people stayed back in uh, Ayodhya just for the safety of the place. Otherwise, everyone went. Okay, and these people in Janakapuri, they didn't allow Ram to go because let you be here only. Let the answer come. We can't lose you. No risks. And it is said when the Bharat came, so when first person entered Mithila, the last person from Ayodhya was still to start. That many people came. Yeah, this is specifically given in Ramayana. And so then there was the celebration went for weeks and months. This is called marriage. And now, of course, Ram was very happy to be. And Ram gave a marriage gift to Sita, Ekapatni Vrata. And Sita said, I have only one heart. How many times you will steal it? Sita was like, this is the greatest gift a person can give in any relationship loyalty. Especially in those days when a king would, naturally have many wives. For Ram to do that was like a great thing. And therefore, every lady would, in her heart, was always praying for, I would like to serve. I would like to be wife of this person. It's like all the gopis, all the queens, they just wanted Krishna as their husband. So now this is half of the story. So other half we not be able to discuss. But I'll just tell you the summary. The summary is when, I just told you the marriage part. I didn't tell you the marriage part. The marriage part was another, lot of climax and uh, so there's a lot of tragedy, romance, and so actually when all of them gathered, so there were three cousin sisters of Sita, like the daughters of Janak Maharaj's brothers, and there are three brothers of Ram also. So all of them had gathered for marriage. So before Sita and Ram were about to like again take that final thing, na? So when that mandapam they were about to enter, that time both the Kulugurus and both the kings again like they became very serious and they called each other and the four of them had a meeting. It's like Pandavas and Kauravas are ready for war after so long, so many years of enmity, and Krishna and Arjuna coolly are discussing something in the middle. Hey, Baba, start, correct, na? Sometimes, like after fasting for one day, you get feast, and then somebody is not starting the prayers, in the group, and you're like, "Ooh, please." So everybody was thinking, some twist should not come now. Kundlis are not matching or something like that. And when they came and this together, they announced on the stage that actually we discussed and we feel why not three brothers, three more sisters. So all the four brothers and four sisters, let us marry them together. Oh my God, that was like totally unexpected. And then those four marriages were done together. And this is like what a description of that festival, that celebration. Anyway, I don't want to go ahead in all this. But like when I read this many years back, I don't remember. First time when I read, I was like, I thought I don't want to marry. I just want to again and again hear about Lord's marriage. I mean, Prabhu, the like when you see Abhishekam of the deities on the festival days, right? It's just it's so nice, Let him being the enjoyer, we actually enjoy the most, really. So the idea here is not about marriage. The idea here is I just like shared one sample with you. So many things I can share like that, which I have experienced in my life. So Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. When these things touch our heart, Prabhu, deeply, and when we become, just like Jai, Jai, long live Krishna, so you are so wonderful, my Lord. So when this thing through anything, through the by hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita or Ramayana or Vaman Dev Katha, or when you hear Krishna Katha, Gaura Katha, you know, like many other pastimes are coming to my mind, about Lord's qualities, anything like Bali Maharaj and Vaman, there's such amazing exchanges, especially at the end, like after the whole episode. Beautiful exchanges. Similarly, Lord Vishnu and Prithu, similarly Lord Chaitanya, so many wonderful. Or you may think of Lord's pure associates also, pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, or your spiritual master. So see, when Nama Rupa Gunalila of Krishna or his great devotees, his great representatives, their qualities, when they deeply touch our heart, and our heart gets that conviction and faith, and that thing that I don't want anything from them. I would be most fortunate if I have any connection with these personalities. This is what is called higher taste. Higher taste is not prasad and music and I don't know what all things people call as higher taste. They have all the confusions. But as we read in the verse, Prabhupada writes there, right? Nama Rupa Guna Leela. Especially Guna Prabhu, especially. Because Naam is something, it takes a lot of purification of heart to be able to taste Shuddha Naam. But still, like, see, I can tell you, at least till first 10 years of my Krishna conscious practice, I did not have that much attraction for japa. But today, fortunately, I can share with you. I just love that time. It's the best time of entire day. Not that I'm crying in pure love of Krishna, but at least that much reciprocation Krishna is giving that I love to chant. So the idea is that if we consistently practice Krishna consciousness in that spirit and we're praying, Krishna gives Prabhu that kind of experience, which stays with you. Deep conviction, deep conviction that I'm so fortunate. And Krishna is so amazing. I don't deserve him. But it's like, कि जाने की बले तुम्हारे धाम ते. This is a song Prabhupada used to sing in Vrindavan when he was writing the first canto. That I don't know. Ki jani, ki bale. What is my great good fortune? What is my qualification? That you have allowed me to stay in your own dham, Shri Vrindavan. तुम्हारे धाम पे. You read the song also ahead. It's very beautiful song. It's a very song of humility and gratitude. Prabhupada. He used to sing on the streets of Vrindavan while walking between Vamshi Gopal temple and Damodar temple. So I remember in my first year, like 2005, when I read Lilamrit. So Prabhupada stole my heart, and because of Prabhupada Krishna, I really feel actually like that. So that was such great inspiration, such great. I felt so fortunate that I can assist them. Similarly, I remember like 2008, we attended Vrindavan Yatra by Hindunad Radhanath Maharaj. I can right now repeat to you next 30 hours everything I heard. Yeah, दिल से एकदम. Because something which deeply touches you, that is the higher taste. Or even Prabhu, it may be philosophical conviction. That is also a great thing. Like when slowly when Prabhupada's teachings and Bhagavatam's explanations, okay, Gita's answers, when they touch the heart through the head by answering all the questions, Like I used to be a lot in social reformation previously in my teenage days. Very active actually, done a lot of things in society. So when I got I remember the debate that in January 2005, there was a National Youth Festival in Pune. This Mukund Madhav Prabhu and Jayadvaita Maharaj. Okay, so they were leading this debate when they were giving the clarifications after two teams of youths. They had this Madhav Seva versus Manav Seva. So for me, that was like my life's key. Madhav Seva versus Manav. And those 3 hours, the all the back and forth arguments and logics and statistics, Shastriya quotation, that convinced me thoroughly. So that was also, you know, philosophy can be a proper, but the philosophy should be genuine. Siddhanta baliya chitte na kare alas. Do not be lazy in understanding philosophy also. So scriptures are the topmost thing actually which can convince our head and thus give higher taste. Okay. So anything which leads to our heart's conviction, our heart's attraction, you know, towards serving Krishna, towards that, I'm so fortunate. So this is what we can have, Prabhu. And then coupled with it, when you see the situation of the world, or when you see the effect of Krishna consciousness on, yourself or others, this can lead to great conviction of our heart, and thus we'll just dance in joy. Okay. So this is in principle about higher taste. And this higher taste requires us to first be in Nishtita Bhajan Kriya. Nishtita Bhajan Kriya means this higher taste has a price, bro. You have to follow the process strictly. So to the degree you strictly follow the process, comply with it, of Shravanam Kirtanam, basic things given by Acharya, you will see that and then you want the higher taste. This is given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Madhurya Kadambari, that you follow the process properly of chanting and Shravanam Kirtanam, you serve the Vaishnavas, and you should deeply want, very eagerly, intensely want to advance in Krishna consciousness. And he says that's what makes you go to the next stage and you get the higher taste. You slowly come to Ruchi. Okay. So I wanted to discuss more things, but we'll have to stop here now in the respect of time. But thank you very much. It was very inspirational for me to be here, seeing all of your eagerness to hear, eagerness to serve, and especially I very much appreciate all of your appreciation for Arjunanand. This is the key to our spiritual life success, that we are deeply connected to some senior and we have respect for, we have, I noticed when all of you in your first day when you were speaking in the first class now, so that time you said actually, almost everyone said that, yeah, and that's how I came in contact with devotees, and now I'm serving under the guidance of Arjunanand. Actually, that is our real introduction, that we are in some devotees' shelter, guidance, and we have that faith because Krishna wants to see that we follow a Vaishnava loyally on. That is, without that everything else is useless. Actually, it won't lead to success. But this is a very this is the actual humility in practical terms. Is this? So I very much appreciate, and I appreciate your attending all the morning program and your completing your education or whatever job thing, but consistently attending morning program. This is very good. Of course, it's not like if someone has that academic need or professional need to sometimes go exclusively and prepare or do the needful. That doesn't mean he's not practicing, but I mean to say I'm appreciating the your practice here in temple. So thank you very much. May Krishna, may Shri Radha Govind fill your life with a lot of success. in spiritual life as well as whatever you need in your career or in academics, in visa. Most importantly, may you remain united and remain faithful and loyal to Prabhupada and ISKCON throughout life. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you can ask. I hope I'll be able to answer. Yes.
So you mentioned about through Guna Leela,
Yeah.
which gives high taste.
Yeah.
So what is like through Leelas we can observe Lord's Guna. So how is Leela and Guna different?
Yeah, you are correct. Through Leela, you can exactly be you can become you can know Lord's Guna. Yeah, you can also hear about Lord's Guna from the devotees. Even sometimes without Leela, also they may glorify. There is one thing written by Shiranga Gadyam, something like that. One title is there, written by this Ramanujacharya, Sripad Ramanujacharya. Beautiful, actually. Of course, he just gives like one word, like a big Sanskrit word, almost like a sentence. One quality like that. He writes like 108. So, and then like in our sampradaya, we have a lot of rich content. So with each, you can remember so many references like pastimes or Lord's dealings. It's beautiful, actually. It's beautiful. Even this section of Ramayana, if you read, where Valmiki Muni and these two guys are traveling, the exchanges will steal your heart. I remember reading Ramayana. You know who's the hero of Ramayana?
Shri Ram.
No, that's the point. No, not even Valmiki. He's the hero of one section. It is given in that section that he is the hero of this section. Yeah, I would say the top two heroes you will see by the impact they'll create on you are Sita and Lakshman. You will see if you read. Third hero you will find is Hanuman. Definitely, yes. You know, and then fourth hero you will find Vibhishan is one character. You'll see, Prabhu, no, not Vibhishan, I think. Bharat. Extraordinary. Bharat is like, and then, yeah, there are two, three more like Vibhishan, Sugriv. Sugriv in one way. So, Jatayu, Guha. But I would say those top four, like, they are the consistent heroes. So, because, like, see, Hanuman, when he saw Ramachandra crying, crying only all the time. After I met Sugriva also, 4 5 months they were there, together. And Hanuman used to think about Ram. This, I mean, he's very good and all, he's the best. And Hanuman is Brahmachari. Thinking this fellow is too much into attachment to a woman. Why is he so like always crying? Sita. So he kind of fault finding, okay? And Hanuman should think, poor Ram. Like he actually thought, it can be better than this. There's so many ladies in the world. Why is it so much? And किसी के कर्म में क्या लिखा है क्या? Like, so you're not able to understand why is he so attached. He's like crying only all the time. Ignorance only. Okay, he would think like that about Ram. Kind of criticism of Ram in his heart. But he would not speak to anyone. कैसे बोलो ये चीज? Then later on when he went to Lanka, and when he met Sita first time, and he saw in Ashok Vatika, in few minutes only he could understand by Sita's conduct what a lady she is, how beautiful, and most importantly, what qualities she has. Then what he was thinking there on the top of the tree, sitting there as a monkey. This Ram is such a hard-hearted, heartless, emotionless guy. How could he, if he knew Sita and if Sita is his wife, how could he remain alive these 10 months without her? He doesn't have a heart, it seems. So Valmiki Muni says कि अरे राम को तो हमेशा क्रिटिसिज्म ही मिलना है. So actually that is the effect, Prabhu. Yeah. Similarly, Read Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's amazing, actually, amazing. Lord Chaitanya's dealings with devotees. They'll steal your heart. The simplest of dealings, the simplest of pastimes of amongst all the incarnations is Lord Chaitanya's.
Mm.
You can like actually relate with yourself because there's no magic or miracle or big things or something. आधा चैतन्य चरितमृत क्या है? चैतन्य महाप्रभु वहां गए, वहाँ काशीश्वर पंडित भी था, है ना, वहाँ सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य भी बैठे थे, फिर वो सब कीर्तन किए, एक्सटेसी में थे, फिर उसके घर उसने घर पे प्रसाद के लिए बुलाया, उसके यहाँ चले गए, प्रसाद में ये मेनू था, वो मेनू था, इसको ऐसे बनाते हैं, उसको वैसे बनाते हैं, एंड एवरीबडी सेड जय जय हरि बोल. Then they went the next chapter, you know. Of course बीच में कुछ चीज़ आई नहीं, एंड रेसिपी दे रहे हैं उसमें. क्या कर रहे हो यार? We heard not to overeat pratyahar, you know, atyahar, prayasaccha. What is this? But those dealings will steal your heart. So, and then Krishna, so hey, Krishna is the king of all this, all the forms of Lord. He's the king of emperor of sweetness. Adharam madhuram, madhuradhipater, akhilam madhuram. Yeah, so that's what Prabhu. That is the purpose. Similarly, Lord's holy name also, it should steal our hearts slowly, slowly. We have to become its servant. Then one day he will also agree to be our master. है ना? Krishna's rupa is beyond us, Prabhu. वो तो will take a lot of purification of heart. Guna and Leela are very easy, like initially. So, but yeah, eventually Lord will reveal all these things more. Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. We'll end here. The Bhagavatam class is about to begin. I also have to just pack and take bath. We are leaving at 8:30. Hare Krishna. I really appreciate every one of you individually. Yeah, you can be ready, bro. And I want to welcome our His Grace Rakhal Raj Achyut Prabhu. He is disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So he is in his final year in IIT BHU, voice, and he was just here for some. Kya? Yeah, he was visiting for a week for some whatever it was. So he had this choice between some universities here in US and Cambridge. So, so finally he is going to Cambridge. He'll be assisting. Pakka hai na? It has changed many times. So he tried Tokyo University also, I believe. Yeah. Last year he had gone there. So very good devotee he is. Helped in like in Prabhupada's preaching in IIT BHU by many good ways actually, formalizing with the college and all. So now he'll be assisting there in Cambridge. So we're happy to have him here in Brooklyn. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. I'm hosting him here on behalf of. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Kaushal Prabhu also. Prabhu has job, but is so eager, so he's joining.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Because couldn't wait. We cannot wait to have you again.
Hare Krishna.
So I hope you come again soon, very soon.
Yeah, you are Kaushal in pleasing devotees. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shashi Sita
Jai.
Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Nitai
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. I kept this quiz for someone, but anyway, it is still there. One more box. So, Hare Krishna. All yours.